let's start. I share my screen. Okay, our agenda. First point, it is related shipping algorithms API updating. If you remember, on previous demo, we demonstrated a big functionality related to source selections via admin panel. And during this week, we finished prototype. We moved prototype in the real code. We covered this code with integration test. And now looks like story is finished. We can close to story. First story, it is related at source delivery awareness. Check. Looks like we don't have any open tickets, and looks like we also can close this story, this one. Check. Yes, we don't have any related tickets to these stories, and looks like we don't have any causes for creating new tickets. So I will communicate with Mark, and if he doesn't have any restrictions, objections, I will close these stories. Also, we have prototype related to search, but now this work is in progress. Okay, next point, it is related to status of low stock notification. As you know, we have a lot of code related to this functionality. We finished configuration, management configuration, we finished UI part, and looks like we close to finish this functionality. And Yaroslav Prokoza provide some information about the status, about finalizing of the story. Yaroslav cannot attend this meeting, so he provides a demo record, and I share with you this video.
Low stock notification functionality. First of all, this functionality in the basic Magento inventory stock logic is represented by two features. The first one is RSS feed, and the second one is low stock report. And the report can be found in the reports tab of the admin panel. And we have started from extending this report. We have added functionality in order to make the low stock report work with the multi-source inventory. So we have added a source code column in order to see from which source the low stock comes. And yeah, in the system currently we have 5 products, and you can see the 5 records here. The product number 4 is present in the grid because if we check the product for configuration, we can see that we have 22 items in the stock and notified quantity value. That's why we don't see the product number 4 in the grid. As for the other products, they all are have low stock values. So, for example, product 1, the quantity is set to 9, and the notified quantity is higher. It's 11. So that's why we can see this product number 1, in the low stock report grid. Also, I want to mention the product number 2. We can see it twice in the grid because it has low stock in 2 sources, in a default source and in another source. Yeah, and if we open the product number 2, we can see that this product has a low stock in both sources. So we have notified quantity 10 for another source We have only 3 items in stock, and for the default source, we have set value 8 for notify quantity. We have 7 items in stock. So you can see all low stock products are presented here in the low stock report grid. So we have filters here that we can use to find the necessary product. We can also filter by the source code. So if we put the source code here, we'll see only items from this source. We are going to improve this grid a little bit by changing the input here to a drop down in order to select from the existing sources. And it's just a basic prototype, so we proceed working on this functionality. In the next week, we are going to make the export functionality work. So basically, it's pretty much it for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yaroslav. As Yaroslav said, we need to provide some refactoring to this prototype. We need to import export, and we need to update import of this grid. And after that, looks like we can close this story.
And is it gonna be email notification also implemented in the scope of this?
No. I communicated with Yaroslav, and he provides information that email does not work right now with Magento 2. We have some email notification only for low product alert, but not for low stock notification.
Okay.
I can ask our QA engineer to check this, but looks like we don't need to improve some email mechanism. Okay. Next task from Josh Carter. He finished validation. Now we don't check Skew from import, and we can't provide import file with some Skew, and this Skew is not related. These SKUs are not related to any products. So we have some records in our source items table, and we don't have products for these source items, and we have some problem with synchronization. And Josh Carter provide a validation of skills. Also, he finished a few bugs. He fixed a few bugs related to ImportExport. Josh also cannot attend our meeting, and I show demo record from these guys. Unfortunately, we don't have sound in these records, but I believe that we will understand what has happened, and I provide some comments. Now we can see that we have some base import-export files, and in these files we have a few source codes, but we don't have these sources in our Magento system. So,
you wanted to
saturation. We can see that we don't have any product. And we try to import this file. Oops, sorry. That source code is not exist in our system, source 1 and source 2. Josh changed on existed default source But pay attention, now as all of this is Skew are not related to any product. This is situation how it we have before this pull request. You can see that all validation is how it was fixed. We add one more checking. Pay attention, we use collection but not repository. And we use get sites in collection. We don't load all of products. And after this fix, try to import this file again. And we can see related errors that we don't have products with the same scope. Okay, thank you. Josh? Yes.
Valery, I just want to clarify because in the agenda it specifies that SKU validation during the source import is supposed to be added, but you several times mentioned that we making a check for the source code, but which validation we already had earlier. So
yes, George provided information. First part of demo, it was about how it works right now. After that, he provide fix, apply fix, and show how it worked after apply this fix.
okay, so just to add several words about the SKU validation, we had the ticket several times, but we always postponed it because we did not have the performant efficient API to make it possible to make the check possible. Because if we have a lot of data to be imported, and actually this is really true for multi-source inventory, because we have for any stock, for any source item, we have a dedicated record in the database. So we potentially have millions records for big merchants. And if we need to make a check for each record in the data set, actually this introduces a big additional expenses. That's why we many times we postponed that operation, but currently we decided to make it like a performance efficient way, and as Valery mentioned, not make it on a record basis, but make it on a level of the collection and check like bunch of products whether there is a SKU which does not exist already in a catalog.
Sorry, one update. We still check one by one record because this record, this class related to how to check only one row.
Okay. So did you check the performance degradation for this?
I tried to import with 100 products, and looks like it take a few seconds. Because it is, yes, we have one query, MySQL query per record. Firstly, we try to do for bunch, but we don't have in our import-export a clear extension point for validation of full document. But we have a lot of problems related to this import-export in our tests, so on, and we provide something like first iteration. If we will have time, we could create some task related to import-export improvement. And maybe we will provide some extension point in import-export for validation of full documents.
Okay, just
It is very, very, very simple tweaks right now. because
I understand. But did you discuss it with the product owner, with Mark? That so did he agree on that solution that we introduced, like potential performance degradation?
We finished this story tomorrow, and as we see, Mark is absent today, so we did not have possibility to ask about that.
Okay.
I check only with 100,000 products, and it was quickly. Maybe need to check with 1 billion so on.
Okay.
Okay. Next task is related to adaptation of our shopping cart. Now shopping cart work with only default stock and only with default source. And I and Bartek were working on this, and I will demonstrate this result because it looks like Bartek is missed also. Preconditions is this same as on previous demo. We have two sources. And we have two stocks. So default source related to default stock and some another source one related to some stock one. And we can see that now main website is assigned on default stock. And I create product. I have created product. This product is assigned to both stocks with the next quantity. On default source, we have 10 quantity, and on source one, we have 20 quantity. So on stock one, we have 10. On stock one, we have 20. Open our front end. As I say now, website assigned to default stock. Default stock we have 10, and we try to put in shopping cart this quantity. For example, 10, update. Okay. And for example, we try to put more than 10. And we have message that we don't have such products, enough products. The same situation in the shopping cart. For example, 11, update shopping cart. And we have the same errors. Clear shopping cart. And choose our main website to stock one. Save. Okay. Next, now we are working with stock one, and on stock one we have 20, and try to put this 20. Okay, try to put more than 20, update. We have same error. Shopping cart. Let's do it in shopping cart. 21. Update shopping cart. Okay. So if we work with default stock, we can buy only 10. If we work with stock one, we can buy 20. Now this is only prototype. We create a few tasks related to this functionality. We're going to finish this next week, and also we need to cover this functionality with integration test. But now it looks like we have proper solution.
Okay, I have just a question regarding to the process. We already discussed it several times. I don't know whether we already have a resolution about that from Mark's point of view. So when you change the when you change the sales channel to stock, you actually made a substitution of the already existing sales channel from the stock 1 to stock B. And probably we need somehow to say that we will make a reassignment, or we will leave it as is now, because currently it's just make it silently, and that could be considered like implicit for merchant. So we discussed that probably we need to make some kind of notification that the sales channel gonna be reassigned from the stock or from the default.
Maybe you need to clear shopping cart. I don't know. Okay, good point. Good point. And final, this order cancellation setting. As you know, we now working on different statuses of order via admin panel, and I will demonstrate how cancellation is work. Oh, 1 minute. Take shopping cart. Now we work with default stock. Default stock we have 10. Okay, for example, sorry. Looks like it is a message from my local storage of my browser. Very strange. Because I have 20. It is the situation what you mentioned. For example, if I have
yes,
20 products, yes, and I don't understand what is happened. So maybe it is good point to provide us some additional message. Okay, 5. Add to cart. Proceed checkout. Next. Check money order, place order. Oops. For example, 6. And we don't have enough quantity. Sorry, I will check also with 5. All is work. We have 10. We place it. We have placed order with 5, so we have only 5. If I try to 6 quantity, I have mistake. I have error. So open our order. Also, I share some technical information. We can see that we have 10 quantity of these products in index data. It means that index is not changed. We don't run index reindexation, but we created reservation -5 of this order on admin panel, source selection, so on, and we cancel this order. Check our DB. We can see that compensation was created -5 +5, and data in our index is not changed. We manipulate only with the reservation, and check this on our own front end. Let's try to put, for example, 10. And we can see that after order cancellation, we can put in shopping cart this quantity again. So looks like this, it is all from some functionality. I would like to notice that we have a lot of technical issues, and now this tasks are in progress. So looks like that all the stop sharing. Yes.
So, looks like at least after your presentation, I expect that we can close the story processing of different order statuses like cancel order and partial cancel.
No, I believe that this functionality will be applicable also for partial cancel, but we need to check this.
Okay, so so because I just wanted to ask you whether you tested with the partial cancellation, because it would be a little bit more complicated.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we have a test for cancel, for full cancel, but we also don't have any test related to partial cancellation. So we need to provide as minimal this test for closing story with partial cancellation. Need to check and need to provide some tests.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe somebody have question. Do you have question? So I think we can finish this.
The only
Yes.
question I wanted to ask you, so I see that we have pretty good progress for the source selection algorithm.
Yes.
Is there any discussion regarding how we're gonna specify the, for example, priority-based selection?
I share my screen again. First of all, we create a few tickets related to this. If you remember, we agree that we need to move link between source and stock on API level, and this link will have some data like as priority. Now we have pull request from Roman, and we move this link from under hood of model to our API. Looks like we can merge this pull request. After that, we have a few tasks related to by priority algorithm. Special. I try to find this via our stories.
Yeah, so actually my question was about the look and feel, how it's gonna be implemented on the level of UI. Will we have like additional?
Generally, our first idea it is to have some options here in our system configuration. We have some default algorithm by priority algorithm, so on, and you choose some algorithm via system configuration, and this algorithm will be applied on order page. And
That's true, but priority-based algorithm, as we discussed, is pretty dynamic. So even taking into account that priorities are specified manually in advance, but still it's pretty dynamical stuff, because we need to specify the priority. So the priority is not just a priority of the source for all possible combination, but it is the priority in the scope of the stock which source is assigned. So
sorry, maybe I provide a bad description. I try again. We have story by priority, and we move link between sources to the
Actually,
API,
I
and
agree.
we
So
have priority on this link. So we have priority for source for each stocks, but not for the global.
yes, that's true. So I understand that's pretty clear. So, but these two tickets devoted for the API implementation. But how actually merchant will have an ability to specify that?
Okay. I think it will be something like, for example, manage stock. And we have drag and drop functionality for this grid. Need to provide some additional configuration. We need to move these sources. Also, next way we can provide additional field like priority, and we fill this field.
Yeah, the drag and drop probably could be a way to go. So yeah,
It's license something like that, but it will be a priority name if we put something like.
Okay, yeah.
And I believe priority also will be useful.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Does anybody have another question? Okay, looks like we can finish. Thank you for attendance and have a good weekend. And see you next week.
Thank you for a great demo. Really good progress, Valery. So see you next week.
Yes, see you Monday.
There is yeah. Thank you, Robbie.